A very pleasant good day, my beloved brothers and sisters in Christ and outside the body of Christ. Well, once again, this is your Christian brother Eric Braxton speaking to you all from his beloved country, Trinidad and Tobago, the land of my nativity, the land of my birth, Trinidad and Tobago, this wonderful island country that is in the blue Caribbean Sea. Speaking to you all in the month of November 2020. In this part 2 video, I continue where I left out in part 1 because the video then I no space, enough space on the phone, so that part one video cut off. I apologize for that. So I continue in part two. Yes, so my dear friend and learned friend, Charles Darwin, I'm not Charles Darwin, Richard Dawkins of England, that right, the silly book that he put out, The God Delusion. But I want him to know that God is real and God is no delusion. If he doesn't recognize that now, he doesn't recognize that now. But later on, you will recognize that in due time, in due course of time. I want you all to know that none of the scientists of this world will search out God creation and know everything and able to explain it as a T and publish it in the science report. Every man that come up on this earth, don't care how educated he is, like Richard Dawkins and the rest, including myself, will always be baffled by the creation of God. And in this lifetime, the little short lifespan we have, 70 and 80 years, we're not even to understand everything about the earth in 100 years, much less everything in the universe. Because, and I'm glad that God have created that way to buffer the minds of men, so that man will not understand everything that he create. I'm glad he have designed it that way. That's why he said no one will search out his creation. Yes, because people want to search out God creation and know everything to the from A to Z, and then deny God on top of it and say, look, I have searched out this creation and I know everything. Yes, and go around boasting the chest, say I'm the brightest of all. I want to pull rank on the uneducated people. I want to put them on a high pedestal, on a high mountain, to remain that brightest of all, super bright, so, and exalt themselves on the high pinnacle and maintain that supremacy of academia over the uneducated people. So everybody had to be looking up to them. That super bright man with the PhD and the super bright child of academia, that man of academia. Well, all you will not get you with that. None of all you will not get you with that. God will God is a mystery God and his creation is mysterious. He have the willfully designed it that way. And I want to thank the Holy One of Israel for doing that, creating the universe in that mysterious way that no man will not understand it. Let me bring in the angels that God created. I cannot left them out because they in the same boat as mankind. Not even Michael, Gabriel, or Lucifer, none of the angels will able to understand this creation also too. They too are buffered as us by the creation of God. All you better believe what let's say Christian boy are teaching you all, eh? And the angels know that. You think none of them know that? All of them know that. So if Michael believe he understand everything and Gabriel or Lucifer understand everything, the inner workings, everything that God created, that's a lie. That's a lie. That is not true neither. Because it's God who created and God had to teach them and explain them that the things he make because they didn't make it. We're in the same boat as the angels. Well, you better believe that. That's a fact of the matter. And that's what this little Christian boy are teaching you all and pointing out it to you all. Now, I am not a child of academia. I am not that high up in society like Richard Dawkins and all of them that attending these prestige discussion in this prestige institution of debate and arena, sitting down in a big chair with the 1,000 people of audience clapping them and giving them that standing ovation. I none of that. I'm a simple little Christian boy in Trinidad and Tobago, sitting down in a broken chair with a little phone, recording these videos, telling Richard Dawkins that. Reckon you recording this video, telling Lawrence that. Recording these videos, telling McDonald Dalty that. Recording these videos, telling the scientific community that. Yeah, the brightest of them. I am telling them that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not part of the clique. I'm not part of the social club. hmm I'm a little Christian boy. And my Bible in my hand, the words of God, explaining to them exactly what God have done and what God have said. They could laugh at me and say, I talking stupidness. I just jealous them because of the brightness and the education and the wealth and the achievement in society. And since I have none of that, I jealous them and I just recorded these videos to criticize them or I have some grudge against them. Well, if any of you all think that, you all have it wrong. You all have things upside down. You all are putting the horse before the cat. You all have it wrong. My dear brothers and sisters, I am pointing out the facts to them, whether they accept it or reject it as the facts of the matter. And the Bible says there's a day of judgment when all mankind will stand before God. All the learned scientists who say the God did not exist, when they reach before God and they don't accept Jesus Christ now, and they accept Charles what Darwin theory say, Charles Darwinism, and they reject the Bible, well, when they reach before God in the day of judgment, all of them will eventually become um, believers. And when they stand before God, yes, they could ask a question before God. God is not afraid to ask for them to ask a question. He have the answer to give to all of them. So Richard Dawkins and the rest of scientists who die as atheists, they will say, God, you know I was a top scientist. God say yes. And I was buffer. I could not understand that and understand this. Why have you designed it that way? God said, I willfully designed it that way for not for you to understand everything. You had to come to me to understand that. And I only reveal a certain percentage for you to know. The rest you had to come for me to know that. But you didn't come to me. You didn't believe in the Bible. You reject that I exist. And you was an atheist and saying there is no God and the Bible is fables. But now you know I exist. Mm-hmm. You see in the facts now. Well, I have designed it that way. I have designed it that way. But look, the scientists and them who believe in God, saying they believe in the creation and I designed it that way, and they accept what Genesis say. You could have been like one of them. But unfortunately, it didn't become one of them. God will be answering them in that manner. Yes, He will be telling them the right thing. But when he answered these atheist scientists in the day of judgment that will God destroy them? No, he will save them still because he will be correcting them and teaching them the facts now. And they will say, oh shucks, you know, I should I accept what the creationist was saying about the Bible, you know. Uh-huh. But as yeah, should I accept what you saying? But God said it was too late. You have died and look already record. You stand before judgment and are telling you the facts. So you recognize it now? That will happen to abundance of them. A lot of them will end up in that state. And now I don't want them to end up in that state, neither God. But unfortunately, to tell you the truth, a lot of them will end up in that state. That's the fact of the matter. How it is. Brothers and sisters. Don't you know the Bible said that King Solomon was the wisest man that passed through this earth? That is true. But not even Solomon, as the wisest man, understand everything about this earth before he died. Uh-huh. Yes, that's a fact of the matter. That's a fact of the matter. All they didn't know that. All the believers, God said he was the wisest man. Oh, Solomon understand everything. He understand all the laws of biology, all the laws of physics. All that is not true. Eh, Solomon didn't even understand certain laws of physics and chemistry and all these things. Uh, yeah, yeah. But he was the wisest man in a certain context, not concerning these laws and things. He didn't understand them things. Uh-huh. So let have it right there. Uh-huh. That's explaining these things to you all. You think Solomon, besides the Bible says the wisest man that passed through, he understand all the eternal working of the moon and the stars and everything of there. He was ignorant to them thing of there. God didn't reveal that kind of aspect of knowledge to he. But you better believe what this little Christian boys are teaching you. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. That's the fact of the matter. Uh-huh. You think Solomon before he died, he understand all the internal working of the trees and the plants. That is not true neither. Mm-hmm. Because there are many trees down in Trinidad. Solomon didn't leave down here to come to study it. So you see right there that is not true. You see, brothers and sisters? And what about the kangaroo that is only in Australia? Did Solomon leave Australia? I mean, the Holy Land went to Australia to study the kangaroos, so nobody kangaroos, the behavior and the pattern. What? He never even see a kangaroo, and he never studied no kangaroo, and he never went to Australia. So there are many things on this earth that Solomon didn't even see and study and know about. All the better believe that. That's the fact of the matter. But John it said, yes, he's the wisest man. It's in a certain context that it's talking about. So try to understand. Yeah. So once again, before I come to this end of this conclusion, Richard Dawkins, my dear friend, you were not able to refute creation. And in fact, God is the one who creates, and all the intelligent design is by He. And He have designed this creation in this mysterious way because He's a supreme mystery God to buffer the minds of mankind. And I, Eric Braxton, is supporting the Holy One of Israel, both God the Father and Jesus Christ, in designing it that way. Because He knows we human beings will want to figure out everything and don't want to come to He to get the answer. And when we figure out everything, boasting with us, going to pull rank against other unlearned brothers and sisters to maintain a supremacy of academia over them. Yeah, so they will always be looking up to us. Yeah, yeah, they're looking up to that bright professor, He's the brightest man of the hour. We have to go to He for He to teach me this and teach me that. And we treat Him as a God. Yeah, yeah, Auntie bow down and kiss him and all kind of thing. We cannot learn it on we own. You see, I PhD and Doctor of Philosophy. He come from that think tank university. He's the brightest amongst men. Or that group of people across there's the brightest among men. We have to listen what they say. When they speak of authority. They learn. They spend 40 years learning. We even spent 5 years learning at them. We haven't qualified even to go to that university. You see, we have to listen what they're saying. When they sit down and they speak with authority. We have to listen to them. That the kind of rank they want to pull over the poor little boy that doing the fishing, the poor little woman that doing she gardening, and she can't even spell she name and write your name. Yeah, they want to pull this kind of rank over them. So these people will be looking up to them. That what man want. And God recognize that. That's why you see, in spite all their bright and achieve all their bright learning of academia and qualification from any think tank university, all is still limited on all the knowledge. There are things you all will still not understand and all will die and go that way. And the fact that is it. What about all these scientists in the 16th century? Have they understand everything about what God created in heaven and earth? Or they have died and didn't understand everything? And we see that throughout generation, it will remain that way amongst the human family. Yes. And Richard Dawkins, you in the same boat with that. And all the learned men in the scientific community, all in the same boat as that. In all the prestige debate. Yes, at the end of the day, all is still ignorance concerning the laws of God and the working of this universe. And you all will die that way, not understanding it. This is what I am teaching you all. This is what I'm putting before you all. That's the fact of the matter. That is the way how God have designed it. And that's the reality about it. That's why you hear all these scientists saying, we assume this happened and we assume this happened and we're not sure about that. Why they're speaking about that? Because they don't understand things and they want to apply their own understanding to it. But at the same time saying there is no God. But the one who created to understand it, you have to go to He. But they're saying there is no God. And if they say no, there is no God, then God will not reveal that understanding to you. Because there are people who believe in God and God not even revealing it to them, much less a person who don't believe in God. Classic example, Moses did not understand everything about the working of the sun. Jeremiah the prophet did not understand everything about the working of Venus. And on the day, and Jeremiah was ignorant about the planet Jupiter. I thought he was a righteous man. Why God didn't reveal it to him? You see, you see, you see, you see, my brothers and sisters. That's the fact of the matter. Mm-hmm. King King David. You all think David understand everything about the working of the planet and Mercury? He was ignorant about the working of the planet and Mercury. Because God never even tell you anything about the planet Mercury. You see what I'm trying to show you? But of course, He can't just, when you're looking up, you seeing stars and planets. But God didn't understand, explain everything to He, how He the working of these things individually. No,